Greetings. Well, it's what about the third, fourth day of January 2025? That's right. We made it through the crazy election year 2024. The results of that election will be certified in a couple days here, January 6th. And then the inauguration happens the 20th. So I'm really curious to see how it goes leading up to that. Um, yeah, I'm just curious. It's going to be pretty interesting. But today I was thinking about these people that are online, heavily, really super concerned about Trump and this upcoming fascism. And they're all just really get prepared just for fascism, you know. But they're not defining it very well. They're not saying, get prepared for the creeping corporate fascism that's actually taken over, or get prepared. There is this kind of vague thing that like Trump supporters might do something or something. You know what I mean? That there'll be some kind of white supremacy fascism or MAGA forces, you know. So there's been this kind of meme planted in the culture about these sort of sleeper cell, this pissed off white people and white supremacy and all this kind of stuff. And that is an issue. That's a thing. That's something to talk about, something to address. There's ways to improve that situation and ways to make it worse. Unfortunately, a lot of what's happening now is making it worse, you know. Um, a lot of things we should have learned already by now as a culture, as a species, how to open up dialogue and create space for dialogue and create understanding and create media, which actually samples the source, goes to the source, and doesn't just focus on commentators about a certain group, but would instead demand a media. Well, I'd like to actually hear from that group. Yeah, not always commentary about them, right? If I'm supposed to be really afraid of them, let me get a little sample of them, you know? Of course, the CIA is happy to provide that. They'll provide you scary videos of ISIS or something, if that's what they're trying to do. But anyway, we've just got to get better at demanding more. And it's funny, this guy mentioned the Carlisle group today. And I thought that was really interesting. In 2003, when it was the lead up to the kind of Iraq war, uh, the left, was really focused on actual players, who was going to make money on the war, who was going to profit, who were the war profiteers. That was always a big section of what people would talk about. The war profiteers, the Carlyle Group, the investors, and Bechtel and Riley Bechtel and his relation to the Bush family and Halliburton and the Cheneys and all this kind of stuff. And that kind of awareness, that was pretty ubiquitous amongst people who were opposing that war and amongst kind of the left, as it were, back at that time. And that was great. And there was also an awareness of Victoria Nuland, a little bit, not much. Okay, but then, fast forward as time goes on, you get more softer spoken, more moderate sounding, quote unquote liberals voted in on the Democratic Party, and then people suddenly kind of lose their ability to scrutinize what's going on. They're no longer looking at the cabinet picks of any of the Democrats that are kind of like this group of the sort of meritocracy Democrats, the sort of post Bill Clinton Democrats, the sort of Robert Rubin, Gold